Shirley and Danny are with me now. It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you.
I cannot believe that you went to your work so shortly after that operation. What a stoic you are. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm good. You know, it's been definitely an emotional week for sure.
I bet.
And with your whole emotions are up and down when you have any kind of surgery.
Yeah.
But for me, I made a commitment to the show, and I wanted to see that through. But I chose to take minimal painkillers because I didn't want to, you know, take anything while I was on the show, so to speak.
Sure.
But yeah, every day it'll get better. So I think it's about 6 to 8 weeks recuperation, but it gets there slowly once.
And you won't miss a show? You just won't do it?
I won't.
Because that's the kind of woman that you are. I know. You have this man here at your side, and that's made things easier.
A lot easier for me, you know, just with confidence, and I definitely lack in self-esteem in my personal life, not at all in my work.
Right.
And I think since I met Danny, that's sort of grown now, and it's getting much clearer. Like I say, I've still got a lot of self-work to do on myself. And but I think gradually a little bit I'm getting there, right?
You've been through so much together. Like you said, you've not been together that long. And actually, you've been through things. Has it brought you closer together, Danny, all of this? It's brought you closer as a couple.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think what's important is this is not about me. This is a purely Shirley's decision.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you know, it's that cliche, your health is your wealth.
Yeah.
And there is absolutely no price on it. And I think with something like this where, you know, it may go undetected with these implants.
Of course.
Capsules. I think that's a terrifying thought to think, you know, maybe in a hypothetical situation, in a year's time, they could find something, you know.
I know, and you've taken that decision. It's a very wise decision, actually, to do that. But it was so interesting, because looking at you, I would imagine you're full of confidence, nothing phases you, and yet you were saying, you know, you had these done, you had it done in the first place for confidence issues, to make you feel better.
If I could go back, I mean, I had them done 17 years ago, you know, where it was all... wanted to do it to make myself feel better. Now, when I saw what Dr. Waterhouse took out my chest, not only the implant, but the capsule around it, and then had to give me a lift, and what grows around the implant, and what could possibly, you know, tend to make you tired or make you sick or whatever.
Sure.
I go back, I would never have done it. You know, I just had no clue. I did not do enough research. To anybody who's thinking about doing it, particularly to the young girls, really do study the whole procedure, because it is not how it seems to be.
I love as well the fact that because it's this huge machine, so everything you say, and of course people talking about when, you know, you said that the thing when you had the discussion with Daniel, and then he kissed you. So of course suddenly it goes all around the world. Yeah. The bond kiss. Do you regret talking about that now, or is it you just think it's such fun?
No, well, if those are the things I regret, I'm going to have a hard time with the rest of my life. I thought it was such a great moment. We were two actors working there with our director, Cary Fukunaga, and of course Barbara Broccoli was in the room, and we were batting about ideas that, you know, Phoebe Waller-Bridge was going to work on later, and to kind of go through a scene that was really difficult for us to figure out, and I know Daniel had labored over it with Cary, and I was the new kid on the block coming in with a lot of ideas, and I happened to have one that worked, that made it into the film. So I think it earned him picking me up and giving me that kiss.
The embrace.
Yes.
And again, what about Phoebe then? What has she brought to it, would you say?
Phoebe just had this level of commitment, which, you know, we obviously can see that in her work. But, you know, she's a great writer to begin with. Whether you look at her at Fleabag or if you look at Killing Eve, you can really see someone who is extremely talented in so many different arenas. So, you know, she's terrific at storytelling, one, so she knows how to get from A to B and all the way to Z, but at the same time, she understands how Bond films work, and when you need a moment of levity, and when something needs to just be entirely dramatic. You know, at one point we were talking about a scene over the phone, and I said, "Oh, this is, you know, a very climactic moment. Are you sure we should interject some humor here?" And she goes, "Well, he just can't help himself, can he?" And so she had a really, really good sense of who he was, Bond, before entering all of this.
you've just got the right attitude. Do you know what I mean? And I know you've had your ups and downs. I know that. And I know sometimes, and we're all a wee bit guilty of this, even if your best friend does really well, there's a little wee horrible part of you that goes,
I don't know what you mean.
and there must have been a bit of that, because you're human beings.
Yeah,
there must have been a little bit of that.
That's why we had a hiatus.
Yeah, and it is this, we're like brothers. Well, actually, I think bandmates is kind of like a marriage, and I feel like, you know, we had, you know, this kind of rocky time in the O2, and this tour kind of feels like renewing our vows in a way to the band.
I know what you mean.
And because all relationships take, you know, work, and there are obviously ups and downs, but I think when McFly wasn't there was this huge void in all of our lives, and you just kind of don't really know what to do. We've all, like, done other things.
Oh, you have. I mean, you write, you've done things. I'm a celeb and all of that, which was good fun.
That was awesome.
And it was actually lovely, because you're the quiet one, as we know. There's always a quiet one, and I think it's, well...
It's always the quiet one.
Yeah, and you've all the quiet ones you've got to watch. But it was lovely to see a wee bit more of you.
Oh,
and
cool,
to see you in there.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I didn't really feel like I did anything. I just hung out in a hammock for...
Yeah, but you did it
6 weeks
so
or something.
beautifully. You did it so well.
Thank you.
And, of course, The Voice and Strictly and all of these things that you've done. But now you're back together and it just feels the right time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, the kind of gap came at a weird time in our lives when a lot was changing. We started having families and...
Of course.
And so our lives were changing, not just with the band, but in our personal lives as well. So I think we just didn't really know how to cope with that very well.
Makes sense.
And so it's
well,
nice to be
We're
back
going
together.
to play McFly on the Wall. Do you see what we've done there?
Oh,
yeah.
So McFly on the Wall, I want you to tell me what's going on with some of these photos and what happened. Let's have a look.
Wow.
Is that in your house?
We can't say what was going on in that photo, actually. On TV. But that was at my mum and dad's house. We would have been... Dougie would have still been 15.
I think we got told off for going to your parents' house, didn't we?
Yes.
Because we didn't tell anyone where we went, and we were really busy at the time. We just kind of
We got the train up to... And my mum and dad... My mum picked us up, went back to mine for the weekend, took the dog for a walk out
look
the
at your
countryside.
wee cheeky face, your wee red face.
Look at those cheeks.
Why is it so red?
Have you had a sherry? Maybe. OK, let's have another look. Let's have another photo, and you can tell me what's going on. Oh, no. That's a highlight, isn't it?
That photo's up in my loo, actually.
That is a highlight.
Danny is suppressing giggles there.
Yeah.
Trying desperately not to laugh.
That's
lovely.
Well, the problem is that I was genuinely like, I forgot how to greet. I was like, what do you say?
Well,
like, what do you say?
You get overwhelmed, don't you?
Yeah, and then I remember Cliff Richard leaning forward going, he just went, hey, what was it?
Mom.
Yes, Mom.
No,
Mom as in arm, not mam as in jam.
Yeah, it was mom as in harm, not ham as in mam as in spam.
And we were just like, confused.
What?
I'm totally confused. Let's have another one. Let's have another one. Let's have a look and see what's going on. Oh, hello.
God.
Why is that what?
I think we
I've not a
said
clue what's
if
going on.
Harry wins Strictly,
You would
get
be naked?
Yeah, I think
Ah, right.
Yeah.
So that's how I won. If
the only
anyone's
reason
ever
he won.
It was
wondering.
the spur.
It was, the promise that they'd be naked.
That's quite cute. Let's have another wee look.
It's quite cute.
Do we have a close-up?
No, that was... We said if Dougie wins, I'm a celebrity. No, that wasn't. That was
just now in the dressing room.
That was for Attitude magazine.
That's a great shot.
Yeah.
What they used the picture. Well, Harry's knee is going into that box.
Yes.
And the box is going into my man plate.
Your bits.
That's why I'm pulling that face.
You don't, yes, you look slightly agonised as well as trying to be good. There's no, you don't take much, get your clothes off is.
Yeah, we used to be really into
much
that,
pressure.
actually. Yeah, we've kind of grown out of it a
It
little
used to
bit.
be funny. Now it's just now
Weird.
you get arrested.
This is why you cannot go anywhere, because right now I'm hearing disturbing rumours that Ken is not well, and I'm slightly worried. But Ken being not well.
Someone rang me up to say, I gather you're dead.
Oh, nice, thanks. Thanks for that.
No, what happened was Ken was out looking for Daniel on the hills.
Yes.
And Peter had to say, your father's been out looking for you and he's really tired. It was just to show that I'd caught a bit of a cold.
Right.
And just before one scene, the director sent a note down, Bill, would you just cough in this scene? I thought, yeah, OK. So I came and went...
Yes, we saw.
A bit of that that's going on there. And that's it. There's no follow-up.
Thank the Lord for that, because can I tell you, the nation was very, very worried.
Oh, well,
very worried, really worried.
sweet.
Because you are in such amazing shape. I mean, we've talked about your philosophy and generally looking after yourself. I mean, you don't smoke. Don't drink so much?
I used to.
Yeah,
I was quite a good social drinker in the early days, but no, I'll have a glass of champagne on an occasion. But actually, I don't drink and I don't smoke now. And, you know, there are certain basic things about living a healthy life. The first is getting enough sleep.
Sure.
If you need your 7 or 8 hours, because when you're sleeping, your body heals itself. You need to drink fresh water. And it's a bit boring to say 5 glasses a day. But I want a cup of tea. I say, have a glass of water first and then a cup of tea.
Right.
And then your vegetables, your 5 a day. Well, we know we can't always do that, but try to get some fresh vegetables. And then, of course, the big one was exercise, fresh air. We all know these
We know
things.
it, but for goodness sake, you are the living embodiment of that it works.
I talk about moderation and balance, not too extreme in anything. And the other thing is enjoyment. Enjoy what you do. Try not to go on too strict a diet regime or gym regime. I try to make it like I do FunFit, a thing called FunFit.
Oh, what's that?
Well, it's an hour, a group of us, and there's young kids and up to me. And in that hour, we're broken up into teams. You have to do star jumps and who does them the quickest, running, a bit of basketball, and a bit of TIG and running around chasing.
But that's really good fun. That's not like exercise. That's like
the whole
fun,
point.
Right? Yeah.
It's actually fun. You enjoy it, but you're absolutely knackered afterwards. and it's aerobic. You get the breathing. It's great. Really
so it's
good.
that, and it's also having a positive attitude if you can.
Absolutely.
You know, sometimes you can.
It's not always easy, but negative thinking. And also, you know, the ageing system is a belief system to a large extent. If you believe that you slow down, your cells are renewing themselves all the time, that renewal will slow down. Don't give up just because of age.
Right. Some people are old before their time and they become old.
People say, oh, that'll see me out and, I'll retire. No, keep going. Take the challenges. Exactly. If you get an ache, you say, oh, that's my age. No, it isn't your age. You're aching because something's wrong. Get it sorted. I jokingly said, every birthday I'm going to start getting younger, not older. But that's the sort of thing. The other thing I say when I get out of the shower is, as my cells renew themselves, may they renew themselves with a younger, healthier, rejuvenated cell. So, I mean, it all helps.
Tell your body. Tell your body.
I mean, what you think is what your body will follow.
No, I think you're absolutely... I cannot believe that you're 87 years old. It is ridiculous. Ridiculous. And you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay in Coronation Street
while I can do it and while they want me, I will be there.
Well, I just see, with your attitude, I just don't see you ever going anywhere. And why would they not? Why would they not want you? Absolutely.